Hi, I'm Krissa. I sing. I grew up singing actually, born and raised in Brampton, Ontario. Usually you'll say Toronto. But I am born and raised in Brampton. I grew up in church. With my sister actually. Our dad is a choir director. He was kind of known among like the churches. I wouldn't fully commit to saying the SDA community, but we grew up Seventh Day Adventist. So yeah, that's kind of who I am. I enjoy music. I enjoy singing, and yeah.
She's also in styling and
Oh,
fashion and visual merchandising because that's what big sisters do, you know?
me.
Yeah, yeah. That's her. And then my name is Rachel. I am, but everybody calls me Ray. Can I say that? Like
Yeah,
everybody calls me Ray. So we're not gonna do the Rachel thing. It's too
yeah,
official. Ew.
exactly.
Yeah, everybody calls me Ray. I play piano first. I'm a keyboardist. I'm a music director. Um, I say singing last because it's just not something I promote. She sings like a million times better than me. But yeah,
Okay.
we're Jamaican-British kids. Um, I wish we got more of the British side, but yeah, we'll stick with the Jamaican part for now. But yeah, that's who we are.
Start
Want
off.
me to take that?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is roots. Like it's really truly embedded into my roots. I started playing piano at 4. I was classically trained all the way up. But it wasn't that that gave me the skill or the knack for how to operate in music. I would say that it was my ear. I have perfect pitch, and if you haven't heard of that before, basically if you play a song, I can tell you what key it's in. Um, this room is there's AC and humming. I could tell you what key that's in. So it's just pretty much an awareness of different keys and how they come together. And when my parents realized that, they threw me into music education and really trained up my ear. Um, but as I was going through music education, classical music and stuff, it doesn't really teach you how to use music in the world. And so for me, it was hard learning music by ear and playing in church and doing all this gospel music. Like she said, her dad is a choir director. And so I was his handbag. So I went everywhere with the guy. I was playing for the choir, I was playing for praise teams. He used to do seminars and all different types of stuff. So I was used to being on the road and doing different things with my dad all the time. And so it was literally embedded into my fabric. And when I decided I needed to go to school, it was like, okay, I go to school for music. What they don't tell you is that music in school sucks and it's nowhere near the same as what you're experiencing outside. And so I struggled to find the balance between high art and, Western art versus people that I was meeting that had ears better than mine. Um, and so when we recently moved back to Toronto, like 3 years ago, I think I would
Yeah, it's
say,
going on 3 years.
about 3 years, I decided that I was throwing myself into the music scene here. I wanted to leave the church because that was the only experience I had. And I wanted to venture out more, play with artists, and do more things that I felt like would propel my career. Um, and it's everything that I do now. Now I work as a director for an after school program. I also teach in schools, I mentor, and then I gig around the city. I've been very privileged to do and work with a lot of different artists, and I'm really grateful. So it's literally my DNA.
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question for me? You know what? It's music just means being vulnerable with life. Like to have someone come and like give you a song for almost every emotion that you feel. There's a song for everything, whether it's rock, reggae, anything. Um it just means like being true to who you are and accepting that this is something that you're going to do. My relationship to music is a little bit different from hers. We have a significant age gap. So, like, with us being 6 years apart, like her upbringing with music and having that, like, creativity from when she was 4, I would, to me, my big sister is a genius. So my parents kind of wanted to take me down the same route, but it just wasn't sticking for me. Like piano wasn't my thing. It was always singing though. Like I've always had an ear. I've always had a knack for music. It's always been a part of my life. I grew up singing in like kids choir at church, and then just going on and on and on. But I preferred being in the background of things, so you won't necessarily get a full performance out of me. I love just group singing. Um, but it's definitely a part of like my everyday. And I feel like there's people that listen to music and be like, oh, this is so good, this is a banger. I'm like, what's that chord progression? Oh, I'm learning numbers, 3 5 7. Let's get there. What's the one? A one will get me to where I need to be. And that's like your root chord, right?
You just so good. Just I was so proud of her. Oh my gosh.
So like just understanding music and like explaining cadences and like certain things, it's just like it's just a part of everything. And understanding, like, you'll hear a jingle in your head and somebody else might not get it, but if you translate that, like, it's literally just a language. So like it's just I just love music. That's it. It's
Can you tell we're nerds?
everything to me. We're nerds.
Yeah, you guys went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you touch on, mention like the relationship with church and music?
Mm.
That being quiet, like, what was that like for you growing up?
Oh my gosh. It was I'm so young that like if I was supposed to talk to, like, my connection with old heads is knowing the music that they listen to. If I'm gonna start a conversation with somebody, I'm gonna go to talking about music, and people will be like, what do you know about that? Our dad being a choir director, it wasn't just gospel music though. Like, I don't know the new age gospel of like the CCMs and all the like new guitar stuff. And I think that's why I can't listen to music in the same ways as back in the day. Or sorry, in the same ways as now, as when I was like younger, because there's so many elements of music. So like we grew up on like heavy gospel. So I'm talking like Hezekiah Walker's, your James Hall, Orlando Draper and stuff like that. But then also you branch out and you're listening to like George Clinton in Parliament. You're listening to the Gap Band and stuff like that. Tears for Fears. Like, it wasn't just one genre of music. It's just so many things. So like the connection to church, where like you can tell now, like, not a lot of artists are starting from the church, or the musicians aren't in the room as much. With computer programming, you're sitting there and you're like, wait, this don't sound the same. This doesn't sound like when Faith Evans, who was forced to go to church as a child, who goes into the studio now, and you're hearing that growl and you're hearing that rasp. Like, I feel like that's the tie to what I'm hearing, and I feel like that's the connection to what I was listening to as a kid versus now, where I'm like, something's missing. Like, you know, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, church has a sound. Church truly has a sound. But I would even say, just adding to that, it gives you a structure. And I think that when you look at the modern music industry now, you can tell that there's no real structure, in the sense of when we write a song, it has a verse and then a chorus and then a pre-chorus. We're used to bridges and you know, all of these different types. We've lost the essence of that because we need a 30-second TikTok reel, something that is going to catch and go viral, right? But when you're dealing with choir music, if you even look at classical music, comparing canons and those types of things, it's rounds, it's movements. And so it allows the music to have body. Right now, you can't get a lot of body out of anything because it's just a loop. Let's be real, right? You have amazing producers that we're seeing everywhere, but a lot of what they're creating is not like what we used to hear. And so I feel like just there's a certain richness to being able to sit in a sound that I feel like really alludes to what you sit in church, right? You can't just leave, you know, there's a spirit, there's a soul, there is a foundation to the music that you're trying to create. So I think it's always given people who come from church a really good foundation on how to create music, but also how to navigate professionalism. There's just overall decorum and stage presence and stuff that you have to know how to have. You have to know how to ad-lib, you know, you can't, there's certain things you can't go on with you can't hold in church if you don't, because you want the amen low key, like, yes, the amen is for Jesus, but it's also for us, you know? So it's one of those, finding it on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about some of the music that you would have heard growing up with your family house?
Our house, listen, we were in a strict, let's define Adventism, okay? SDA church, the Seventh-day Adventist church, is very strict. So we go to church on Saturdays, or well, technically from sunset to sunset, Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. We don't believe in overly adorning yourself. Clearly, we are pierced up, so we are in that no more. But we love it and we respect it. You're not really allowed to do much outside of the sphere. And so growing up, we didn't get to like go to the movies with our friends and go hang out with this person and go to these parties and prom. Like I never went to. Did you go to prom? Yeah, I didn't go to my prom because it was on a Friday. So things like that you miss out on. But the music we had in our house, like my dad was like, he taught me. I remember I called him in university for a paper. I needed to talk about the origins of hip hop. I didn't go and read a book. I called my dad and he was like, yo, cool Herc. This was the year. This was the this. Like he could tell you everything. He could give you examples. And so Curtis Blow and I'm trying to think of all of the names. Parliament Funkadelic, the Whispers, the Daz Band, the Gap Band. When you go British, we had the U2, we had Tears for Fears, like we mentioned. But then you would go reggae sometimes, not like the modern Beanie Man and them kind of thing, not dancehall, but like Stone Love, old school Jacob Miller, Tenement Yard type tracks, right? Like the real deep cuts. So he always had us studying. And so when we would listen to modern songs, he would ask us where the samples came from. Remember that? So we would listen to songs like No Diggity, which was one of his favorite songs as a choir director. Wild. But No Diggity.
Because he didn't like
he was so weird.
Secular music. There was a line.
Yeah.
And the line is very thin.
But if you cross that line, swearing or anything, you in that.
Because Dad loves a Hotline Bling.
Yeah.
Dad likes Drake.
Which didn't make any sense. But like,
well, God forbid I played a Nicki Minaj.
You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. But there was a certain cadence and stuff. So I remember one time we were listening to No Diggity. He was like, "What's the sample?" The sample was like Grandma's Hands or something. But it was a game like that we would play, which is funny because it's something that we do together now, right? We still do it. Where if we have a vibe in our head, it's like, what are the songs that can go on top of this from any genre? So it kept us open. But also because we were British, I felt like we got a lot of rock. Yeah, I love soft rock. Like, we got so much rock music. Like
Tears for Fears made me who I am.
Yeah, like and we stick at Tears for Fears because that was his favorite band, and it's low key our favorite band too. Like we don't play about Tears for Fears, but like it was very diverse, and it allowed us to kind of have and prepared us for having a different outlooks on how you can approach music.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard Barry White. I can't tell you what song it is, and I was like, "What is this?" Like. Cleaning on a Sunday was great because he had the boombox system. You get 3 days, and those 3 days are filled with music. Our house would be blasting. Don't come to my house thinking that you're ringing the doorbell and somebody's going to answer because we can't hear you over the music. You better call. And he would play Friday night to Saturday night was the Wow 1998 and 1999. Don't start.
Wow.
Yeah. The wild gospel.
Wild gospel.
If you know, you know. If you know,
you know. Because Let's Dance, Hezekiah Walker, please tell me.
Let me tell you something. There is something about a shoulder bob.
Let's really talk about it. New York influences and New York's drill and their sound has always been present. There has never been a time that hip hop hasn't made an impact on
gospel music.
Whether it's CeCe Winans had her era. Just bangers. John P. Key used to rap. Like I found that out the other day, but it's just like we heard so much. It was never really ending. And like I said, like there was so many elements to like tune our ears to that I'm like, shoot, nobody wipes the rim of a glass to make that sound anymore. So like hearing that, a DJ scratch, having a song play for 12 minutes, that's nothing.
Full cut record. Yep.
Like. So that was our childhood. Our childhood was filled with
just music,
loud music. I don't know how to turn the volume down on nothing. I get into the neighborhood. I'm sorry, you're gonna hear me from down the block.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing Kirk Franklin stop? Like what that felt like?
Okay, so she might have been. I don't know what it was. I was young. She was young.
I was young.
But for me, I remember being like, "This can't be." As an Adventist, this cannot be of God. The Lord is not pleased because this music, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. And then it's aggressive.
Right.
It's really aggressive, and you slowly grow into it. But Kirk really did like that stomp for me. But that What You're Looking For album, they just put that bad boy on Spotify.
Oh,
BT
did they?
Dubs. I found it today.
Say that.
And like
It
has such a grimy, like I used to say, like, yo, this is the music that saved the hood niggas. You know what I mean? This is what made the hood niggas want to come to church. Right. Because it's just like, yo, it's vibey.
In the club. They be playing Kirk Franklin in the club. That's how you know he did something.
Yeah.
I remember the music videos from like that album. Like it was like, okay, like
we're
music
Christian,
can
but we're
be
still
accessible.
here.
We are still a part of this. Like we can still have fun. And that's like how deep we were in Adventism, because we didn't see anything outside of Adventism. It was religion, and that's it. You go to church, you go to school, you go to Pathfinders on Sunday, you go back and do the same thing. It's a repetition. So then when you're hearing other music outside of like the hymns, because once again, we grew up on a songbook, or the gospel music and stuff. Hearing that, seeing the music videos and how it tied into so many other things, you're sitting there, you're like, oh wait, this is kind of lit. Like this is buzzing. Like, yeah, no, the song was a banger.
It was a different vibe, and I would even say, like, if I had to bring it forward, a more modern example for me was Ty Tribbett.
Yeah.
When Ty came on the scene, I said, oh, so we can be stupid, talented, quirky, performative. Like we can do all of the things. Like it really showed you. It's almost like they opened the door to say like, hey, being Christian is not just like coming on this side, but we can actually go on that side too. And even that separation, like being now coming out of the whole Adventism realm and stuff and seeing how big the world is, you're like, there's so much music, there's so much we can consume, there's so much goodness out there, you know? And it's funny that you said that you were listening to like your R&B from Monday to Friday, and then Friday. My whole week was the Lord. It was just me and Jesus.
Because we had to learn music a lot.
We had to learn so much music. We were in like 3 different choirs at the time.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was because I'm playing piano, like I'm learning like 4 hours on one song. And so it was a lot. But then I remember when I got to high school, quick story, when I got to high school, I finally like met a troop of just rambunctious Jamaican yet proper children. And they listened to so much dancehall. And my aunt had just got me an iPod. Yeah, I just got the iPod.
Classic.
Yep, the classic. Thank you very much. And this is before like we really knew anything about metadata and whatever. But I used to change the names of like, let me be so honest, specifically Charlie Black. Buddy. I used to change the names to gospel names. So that song specifically was called Power Belongs to God. Hezekiah Walker. Just so if I needed to.
LimeWire, I just want to thank
you. Yo, LimeWire. You remember those days when you would download the wrong song and it would be like, what is it? Rock and Beat Vibes. You know, you'd hear some random tag on it and it was some next promoter message. I was like, yo, let me use this to my advantage.
Exactly.
So, and my dad used to do random iPod checks. So it was like, I remember the one day he like checked and found it. I was like, huh? However could this be?
Not me.
It says power belongs to God. It has a 2 beside it, but it ain't gonna make a difference, you know? But just so we could find the whole 9. What do you mean? It's not that hard, you know? Like,
I think you should have went into coding.
I should have went into coding, it's true. What we found out is that I am a liar, Jinnle for the Jamaicans, and that's just the truth. But yeah, it was very interesting trying to figure out how to play both sides of the line.
There's something that you said that I just want to go back to, which is about like, I guess where music started from the church and how it's carried into like I guess the world and stuff like that, and how that's missing. So I wanted to say that, you know, this whole argument people have about like the feeling missing from music now. Like, people are obsessed with the 90s and music back in that day just felt different. So do you think that that is what's missing? We're not getting those artists that are coming from church background.
I feel like part of that, yes, is true. I say it very strongly, but like the more I think about it, that's too simple. It is a factor, but I feel like there's a lot of emotions missing, and right now we're in like a toxic R&B era. I think that like we need to bring back people being in love. I think that and even if it's a lie, like, come on, half of these people were cheating on their partners. They had the Gaza going on. They had so much mix up going on in that time. But it's just like nobody's writing from a place of being in love. And I feel like the training was different, whether it's you're in church or not, because I'm not assuming that everybody went to church. Like, you don't have to go to church to be a good singer.
Period.
You can just sing and music will be in your lineage. But I don't think music is being written from a good place. I think that, especially like when Money Long came out,
Yeah.
like her songs have taken off for the simple fact that like she's writing from a place of like love. Her pen is crazy. Summer Walker, she can be writing angrily, but she can write a love song.
Yeah.
We've seen her do it. Like, I think that like Men Singing in the Rain. What brought you to even think of that in that moment? Like, give me a boombox track. Like, how bad do you want this woman in your life, and right from there? If we can get that back and put them, I say it every day, I need to put on a t-shirt. Get the musicians back in the room. Like, I'm not talking about programming it in Logic.
Yes, girl.
Ableton.
Yes, girl.
Yes. Take it out. Put the bass players back in the room. We need Rick Ross to return to set. Like, come back, Rick Ross, and show these people how it's done.
That's a fact.
Because what's the black and gold? God saves, I don't.
Yes.
Jesus saves, I don't. That sounds like a beautiful work of art because he gets his bassists, he gets his musicians to lay down, and then he raps over it. Like, we need back the live production. And I think that's when music will start to feel like music again. That's when R&B will start to feel like R&B again. Because everybody can program. Everybody can put something in Logic. I can't string 2 keys together to make you a chord progression. I just sing. But I promise you, if I was supposed to do research on it, I could. But the skill of knowing an instrument and having the creatives and calling the people in the room, when that happens, I think there'll be such a major shift in music that, like, it'll just be magical. I think that we do need to, like, hone in. I'm not saying that it needs to be the exact same way as it used to be. That's the whole point of, like, passing the baton and, like, shifts happening. But, like, it would be nice to just get a bit of nostalgia and kind of pass things on in the correct way. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
Do you think you have a controversial music take? And if so, what?
I have so many.
A controversial music take? I personally don't think anybody right now is singing what they want to sing about. That sounds so blatant, but I'm just, now that I've said it out loud, okay, we're going with it. It's true though. I really do feel that one thing that artists are struggling with is figuring out how to break through instead of how to be yourself. I feel like because we have always had to kind of steer ourselves in genres. I am not a person that likes genres. I find that it boxes you too much. And so looking at somebody like Beyonce and her current career, and we're looking at Cowboy Carter now, I'm just like, how long ago did she want to do that?
Right.
That's my first question, because that is the most authentic Beyonce album that I think I've heard personally. I'm not a crazy beehive or anything like that, but I respect her art. And I think this is the first time we got to hear what Beyonce wanted to do.
Right.
Why is this the case that it took so long?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of artists out there that have amazing voices, amazing talents. Like K. Michelle is another one.
Absolutely.
Horrible character, but she has an amazing voice, but couldn't find herself in country, so she did R&B. Would she probably have been more successful in a country lane? Absolutely. But because that's not targeted for us or her, whatever the narrative is, it's like you don't know how you're going to be able to basically make your art, live off of your art, and get the accolades that you want in the arenas that you want. I also think of the other side of people like a Doja Cat, who is just insane. You can't box her. What are you going to do? You guys, like any award she wins is like a pop category. There's a reason for that. You can't do anything with her. You can't box her. And so I strongly believe that when you're able to step outside of the box, it only happens, again, through what Krista was saying. Number one, a level of vulnerability, but also a level of, and excuse my French, but unfuckwittable talent.
Yeah.
Like, you have to literally be so undeniably good that everything, moo, I'm a cow fan. That's what made you bust. That's
no,
what
seriously.
are we like? You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it, and then finding out how much talent that she had. She plays drums, she plays piano.
Keys.
She's literally her.
13 instruments or something, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she
Yeah.
plays a crazy amount of stuff.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I can't even. This is fun to you. You know what I mean? And I think once we're able to allow people to fully be themselves, whether you play everything or you play nothing, whether you, because the other side of this is the Esther Deans of the world, those who are sitting in the back, the Money Longs before she was Money Long, who have stupid, crazy pens, but because they don't look the part, act the part, whatever, their songs are now being taken as ghostwriters to push for these artists. And so
it could have just been them.
When it could have really just been them. Like, there's a certain level of dishonesty in this game that I feel, and fraudulence, to be very honest, where you have to keep up a certain image in order to get where you have to get. And then once you get there, you can say, this is who I actually am. This is what I actually want to be. And I think that makes it hard as creatives. I think that's why a lot of creatives end up getting on drugs or losing their lives to different types of things, because of the fact that, like, you're trying to own up to this thing that you probably may or may not have ever wanted to do, but it got you money. What do you do when the thing you didn't want got you paid?
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to answer too. You spit bars. I don't even. What was the question again?
Do you have a controversial music take?
You have a million.
Oh, I have so many. Like, I already talked about R&B not being the same. Oh, mine is, okay, when an artist starts from the ground up, when I find like an underground indie artist and they blow up, I'm always so happy for them. Whatever, it's in line with what you're saying, what you said.
I know where you're going.
But like, when they get big, it's happened to Megan Thee Stallion, because, when Meg Thee Stallion was an EP girl, chef's kiss. When she blew up, I'm like, this isn't the same Brit that you had. Like, you're rapping to me about nothing right now. When SZA blew up, I love SZA to my heart. SZ, Control, those are my top 3 like bodies of work by SZA. She was great. SOS didn't hit for me. It was good. It had a couple of, I like Conceited, great song, but it's just like, once again, they're making music that appeals to the masses, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this isn't you. This isn't the same. You don't look the same. It's almost like it's drawing them out, and it's just like that the creativity is lost on them, and it's just like, okay, how do we get you back to that? Like, I really enjoy SZA. SZA always had a great personality. Meg Thee Stallion has always had a great personality, which is kind of what's kept me listening to their music. But I'm like, you don't sound the same. I'm not there as a fan anymore. Nicki Minaj too, because I love old Nicki Minaj. Ooh, Barbs, please don't get at me. I'm still a barb. But like, new Nicki Minaj, she'll have a couple bangers, but I'm like, it doesn't sound the same. Like, it doesn't feel the same, and it's like, it's almost like an old person trying to keep its title. And they're sitting there and they're like, I'm still that girl, so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and it's just like, no, just either pass the baton or get back to where you used to be. I don't know what she was doing, but the hunger, I feel like, is lost. So like, I feel like that's my calm, controversial take. Every other one, let's do it off camera. Because I love Chris Brown. I'm sorry.
Do you think you can separate the artists from the art?
Well.
You know what? I did that to myself. I did that to
you
myself.
Did. You walked right into that one.
I walked
That's
right
yours.
into it. You know what? After a certain point in time, they become one person and you're looking at them sideways. Because, let's talk about it. R. Kelly, That man, everybody knew what was going on. Everybody kept it covert. Diddy, same thing. You were separating him, but it's like when everything is brought to the surface and you're like, oh, this is what you were doing to people. Mace had to come out in 2020, whatever, and had to be like, yo, he's holding on to my masters. You're behind so many allegedly. I don't know the truth. Listen. But you're behind the demise of so many different people. As R. Kelly, like, what were you singing about? Mm-hmm. What were you doing? And like, is it toxic of me to know that these are two prime examples of a situation like that and still listen to Chris Brown? Yes. Am I like, I still separate him because he has great artistry. Like, Chris Brown is a genius.
I think it's a hard line.
So long.
That's what it is.
The line is skinny. It's the size of a mustard seed going down to Timbuk nowhere. It's going down behind God's back. Okay? The line is thin. And it's just like, knowing this, my thing is, do we forgive them or do we leave them canceled forever? Like, once we cancel someone, because I've listened, Chris Brown is my most consistent artist from like when I was a child. Whose Girl Is That? Came out when I was like 7. So I'm like, how long do we do that for? I don't mind canceling him. But we have to acknowledge his genius. And I think from a musician standpoint, it's a little bit different because you're analyzing the music. That's someone else that like, I haven't really listened to his new music in a sense, but I hold on to his old stuff because the musicality was there. Chris Brown has the same chord progressions from 2019, 2018, maybe 2016 onward.
Yes.
You will get the same in his Afro beats, in his pop records, in his R&B records, you will get the same chord progression. Lyricism, cadence, and stuff like that. That's when you're like, how did you do that? How did you fit Keith Sweat onto this track? Because that's what, is it Sweet Love? Something like that. There's a song. And I'm like, oh, how did you think of that? So it's like, you're not even listening for the person, you're listening for artistry. But some people you have to leave canceled because what they do is terrible. And I think that if I were to hear another story of Chris Brown being a terrible person, I think that's where I'm like, okay, yo, you gotta cut it out. Because this whole Diddy thing it's disgusting. It's nasty. Yeah. And he's behind some of our greatest groups. Like,
and I want to really see how that's going to phase out, because it's a real question, right? How do you separate the artist from the art? I'd love to say it depends on how bad you are. R. Kelly, I think, because so much came out and we saw 2 documentaries, there's no way, like you will have a yearning. Like, I think of so many things. The Versus competition that they did during COVID. I said, you guys are drinking, as Jamaicans we say, mad puss piss. Because if R. Kelly was here, he'd eat you guys up. Like, there's no one that would be able to do. But it's almost like you have to look at him and be like, no, you're wrong. As a person, you're wrong. I love this conversation or this question because it dives deep into like the fabric of our society. Harvey Weinstein. Do we not watch certain movies? But we don't have that conversation. It's a valid conversation, though. I'm not taking away from how valid this is. I just feel like we have a different connotation as Black people towards when things are publicized, right? So we can know all of our business behind closed doors. We know this in our houses, in our families, whether you're Caribbean, African, whatever. You're keeping business to yourself. But once it reach outside, I can't support you. It's you and it's just you. Yeah. And so I really feel like even as a society, we're still trying to decide what that line is, right? R. Kelly is a write-off, but if Diddy is a write-off, how much of Diddy is a write-off, right? I think we can all agree that Trey Songz is gone. You know what I mean? Trey Songz is a goner. We debate Chris. Chris is a tough line for a lot of people. It's just because we still haven't figured out what the metric actually is. But I also, again, want to bring it back to the fact that we don't see the metric on the other side when we're considering white art. we don't stop watching or listening or doing, like, that's not ever the conversation. They continue their careers. Should they not? Maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is that we need to be looking at, if people are who they are, then this is what we need to look at. We don't get to celebrate you for being a phenomenal country artist or a phenomenal gospel artist or whatever you are. We look at you as a person. But because we've done such a good job of being fraudulent, again, going back to my controversial topic, we have rappers that are singing about this gal and this gal, but you're married for 15 years, fam? What are we talking about? Right. You know, like, there's so many layers to this. Like, how do you, the person is separated from the art. That's what the industry told us. Mm-hmm. You told me that the person is not the art because they've been living separate lives this entire time. So now that it's in the public eye, we want to scream and act like, oh my goodness, I did. No, you knew. We can Wikipedia that Snoop Dogg has been married since, like, that's his high school shorty, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You know, so
messing around with Selena Powell.
He's been Iggy Azalea. How many people have we heard rumors of this, that, and whatever, you know? So it's just interesting to see how we continue that conversation and that narrative, I guess I would say.
Oh, okay. So one of the reasons. So you guys are back here, right?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the Toronto?
What do we say that again?
Thoughts on the Toronto?
Ooh, I can definitely take this. We have an amazing wealth of talent here that is not shown.
Yeah.
That is the full sentence. We have an amazing wealth of talent and you see 10% of it. Coming back here has been the greatest thing. Like she said, we grew up in Brampton. I lived in Ottawa for 12 years as a slave. And then I came back. I cannot say it.
Oh,
and then
God.
I came back.
Oh, God.
I came back, and seeing the guys that I grew up with and the things that we're able to do is phenomenal. But then you see a lot of women who are singers and different type background vocalists and all of these things. And it's like, why are you in your house?
Yeah.
Because there's gatekeepers. And that's what you will hear across this industry. There are multiple gatekeepers, especially for us as women, that feel like you need to jump through hoops in order to prove how good you are, or because you're a woman, you need to open your legs to do the different things. The one thing that I'm grateful for is I've never had to worry about anything like that because of the legacy of people knowing my dad. Like, it really helps that people have played and da-da-da-da-da. So now I got brothers. I have a brotherhood around me that makes sure, like, yo, you don't romp with that one. Like, when she talks, every man in the room listens. And so it helps to change the narrative. But a lot of the women that I am now in contact with are like, yo, I went to a session and this happened, or I went to a session and that happened. And so it discourages them from music. Then there are the males as well who we can talk to who didn't get the opportunity because of the fact that they just weren't plugged enough. Right? Yeah. I'm not friends with this person. I'm not friends with that person. So again, a wealth of talent, but you really don't actually get to see the true depths until. So Listening Room, for example, shameless plug, has done a really good job of putting on for different musicians, artists, everything across the city. But we need more of that. We need more spaces for people to be genuine, to be themselves, for people to sing. And then we need to make sure that these same, whether it's church kids or just talented people overall, are the ones we're throwing into the spotlight. Me, I'm tired of the 3-word songs. I'm tired of it. I want, talk to me about drinking Crown on a Sunday at 5 p.m., bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we have songs from Jill Scott and India Irie, and then you have like your Faith Evans, you have your Mary J. Blige. We don't have that in Toronto. Everybody has to stick to this one lane. And if you don't fit the narrative, chances are you're not going to bust. That, to me, is the biggest problem with the Toronto scene.
Even like the Ottawa artists as well, because I have to put on for them, like City Fidelia. We have a friend named Darissa, Lonely Boy.
Yep.
These are people whose pens go crazy. It's just nobody really knows about them. I like the way that Layla Day is taking off, because she, beautiful person.
Yes.
In every encounter that I've had with her, she's just a kind person. Her stage presence, her pen and stuff like that. And seeing her on, what did I see her on? No, hearing her on the radio. We need to hype up the radio more and bring back the radio.
Yes.
Just when that happens, I'm always like, that's so like phenomenal that you've reached your city. Now I want you to reach out and do more. Just because people need to know who you are. Like, Layla Day is awesome. King Cruff, he's like a house he's a house vibe,
But yeah, house
like
dance hall,
fusion,
fusion, yeah.
like
Sick.
I would love to see him take off, and just see what he does. Once again, Toronto has great talent.
Yeah.
It's just we need better connections, and it needs to feel more community oriented, like just accessible. It's not a competition. It's just
Period.
we're all doing shit that we love. I'm saying we. Listen, don't call my phone. I like to be in the background. If you need a BGV, I got you. But writing a song, no, I don't got you. But like, it's just we just need more safe spaces, and I appreciate Listening Room for being that safe space. That was one of the places that I actually like decided to sing, because you will never really hear me sing in public. It's not my thing. But having a space like Listening Room, it's just 10 out of 10. Like what Shadia is doing is just so beautiful as a musician, as a singer, as a rapper. Look into Davy Studios. That is where you will see some great artists in the city. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go live because
Yeah. We almost took it somewhere else, huh?
Yeah. So I'll finish with some live questions. What's the last song you saved in the music?
I think it was "Do What I Say" by K1. Listen,
can I check?
Yeah.
I think it goes into a playlist. What's the Doja Cat album that came out too?
Oh, okay.
Do yours.
Okay, I know what mine is. So, and it's on a new song. It recently came up in my my Spotify shuffle. I'm not like a playlist builder. I like to just let songs just go. It was actually Oops. So Oops by Tweet mixed with Baby Boy, but it's from Terrell's album.
Yes, the Terrell Show.
So if you've ever seen the Terrell Show on YouTube, if you haven't, go check it out. Terrell Show on YouTube, he has a 1 million episode album. And on that album, fire. Like,
so good.
That mix is actually done by an artist. Her name is Kirby. But the way she does the mix is so rude. Like, I'm trying to figure out what artist I want to do it with. Like, I have it in the back of my head that I'm just, you should just do this. Just do this.
I don't it over.
I just have this arrangement that I thought of one day, taking all the credit. But you know, like it's a bust up. It's a
also,
vibe.
Pineapple Cognac by Kirby. I found that in my liked songs recently. So those are
Kirby is rude. Big vibe.
Yeah.
What's yours?
That's my two.
What was yours?
Do
K1?
What I Say, K1, and then I'll say Pineapple Cognac, right?
Okay, bless. Yeah.
This is just off track. Did you guys watch the Coco Jones Terrell?
Edit this out.
Didn't like it. I thought you was gonna talk about that. Those runs at the end. I thought it would be so good, but
it was terrible.
Oh my god.
Edit
it
that
was
out.
not good at all.
Swear?
Not good at all.
Down.
No, I'm so sorry. Like, I actually respect Coco Jones as an artist.
Great alto.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But girl,
absolutely. Like, terrible.
If you compare that to a Jasmine.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Right, and that's all you have to do.
Right.
As soon as you do that, you're like, what are we talking about?
Coco Jones was like Anglican or something. No.
Yeah, like, but that's even terrible. If you think of like Brandy's daughter, Saray, like even like if you compare her to anyone in terms of runs, you're like, baby, just sing the song. Sing your song. I love the way you sing your song.
Maybe in the 90s that would have hit.
Yeah.
Not today.
That's a Mary J. Blige run, respectfully.
That's a Keisha Cole run.
Ooh, respectfully.
I found
Mary J. Blige is wild. That's a Mary J.
Oh, that is my toxic take.
Yeah. No, there you go. Controversial.
That's my controversial take.
Cancel.
Alicia Keys can't sing. Mary J. Blige can't sing. That's my controversial take. Edit that out.
No, I agree.
Alicia Keys does not have it.
Her voice great pen. No, when she went and married that woman's husband, she lost her voice. She sacrificed it for so sweet.
Krista has a theory. Can we edit all of this out? She has a theory.
Yeah.
Please, I will.
All right. On y va.
Action.
What's the artist you recently discovered?
It's me on this phone, huh?
I'm gonna go off top. I feel like I haven't listened to any new.
Okay.
Who you?
I'm going with local because I have to put her on. Khadijah Lopez. Khadijah Lopez.
Beautiful voice.
She just dropped a song called Promises. She's from Toronto. She's from here. And it's literally, it's perfection. Perfection. So she's somebody that like I've avidly been paying attention to, just the growth of her career and just her artistry overall. Yeah.
Sasha Keyboard. That, her tone, her register, everything about Sasha Keyboard, I absolutely love. And like, even on Why, like that false, like, how do you have so much air in it? Felt like the air on like Billie Eilish when she whispers things. And like, you know what, R&B is not dead. R&B has room. I think we just need to bring it to the UK for a bit longer.
My God.
Because hey, no, big up your chest too, but finding out that it's actually a requirement to take choir as kids, that really, yo,
it's not a requirement. It's that we do assembly, so we're singing in the assembly for my kids.
We need to take, like, in the same way that like we've sat in the Philippines for their musicality, like Filipinos can really sing, but like the UK, I think they've always breeded some crazy artists. Because once again, K1 does her whole entire production. She's in that camp with Kehlani and Destin Conrad. So when we get Sasha Keyboard, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, this is friggin' beautiful. Yeah.
So there's something fun that we've been doing with some of the guests, and it's you have 1 minute. The word is love. How many songs can you name? That's it. With the title love or the word love.
In a minute? This is gonna be so much fun. Ready?
Yeah.
Love.
Thank you, you're my sister.
So many things I've got to tell you. Keep going.
But I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you'd look at me differently. Love. Never knew what I was missing. But I knew once we start kissing, I found real love. I'm searching for a real love. Someone to take my heart, real love. I'm searching for a real love. I got a real love. What the hell is that?
That's the end part of real love. That's how you know she don't listen to the songs.
I'm a DJ in my head.
That was 3. I think we got 3.
Yeah. And you know, we'll give it to you just by how you execute.
What's another word you could do that with?
Please?
No, it's hard.
Please, I'll sing Sabrina what's her name? Cardio? Sabrina Claudio.
Carpenter? Please? I'm supposed to say who? Give me a different word. Give me another. Okay, not please.
Oh, okay, fair.
You? And it's all because of you. It's Neo.
Yeah.
And it's all because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all because of you.
What's that Sean Desmond song? You. Chris Brown has one too.
This song is not for you. That's Wall's group. That's gospel. Yeah, exactly. That's only
That's
you.
all I got.
You.
Okay, and then maybe what is your favorite gospel song to sing together?
Oh, that's hard. What are you thinking?
Coming on your part.
So aggressive. Okay, go.
Because the Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's crowns, and he leads me beside the quiet streams. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. Safe in his arms.
We'll take that. Soon as take the top. Soon as I was making it lower. Soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. Soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. Oh, as soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. As soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Baby, I'll do what I gotta do. It's funny, I'm thinking about that Monica song.
I wish.